Alright guys, welcome back to another Master and Apprentice video and podcast. Today we've got some more exciting Marvel news to go over. There's plenty of different articles kind of covering the rumor. The one we're reading off today is the direct by Richard Nevins, but you can find this on a lot of different platforms that cover Marvel news. We'll get right into it. Ghost Rider will finally appear in an MCU movie. A new MCU movie hitting theaters in 2026 is rumored to include the franchise's first appearance by Marvel Comics' Ghost Rider. The fire-skulled anti-hero is one of the countless characters MCU fans want to see introduced into this franchise. His eventual debut has been kept under wraps for years. However, with the multiverse saga now coming to a close, it may finally be time to see the Devil's Bounty Hunter take his rightful place alongside Marvel's best. A new rumor teased that Ghost Rider will have a cameo in Marvel Studios' Avengers Doomsday. Doomsday is already teased to have the biggest cast in MCU history, filled with the MCU's most notable names, next to veteran stars who made their names before Marvel Studios started its run. Now it appears Ghost Rider may be in the line to add his own flair to the proceedings. According to Scooper Daniel Richmond, the film is set to feature multiple cameos from other characters, including Ghost Rider. However, he did not mention which version of Ghost Rider will appear and who will play the role. Nicolas Cage delivered two solo live-action Ghost Rider movies in 2007 and 2011, playing the Johnny Blaze iteration of the character. From 2016 to 2017, Gabriel Luna embraced Robbie Reyes' version of Ghost Rider in Season 4 of Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. on ABC. Avengers Doomsday will be the MCU's 39th movie in history and the third film in the Marvel Studios Phase 6 slate, featuring 27 confirmed stars from across the Marvel multiverse, including Robert Downey Jr. as Doctor Doom. Multiple teams of heroes will have to join forces to keep dimensions from colliding and collapsing. Avengers Doomsday will debut in theaters December 18th, 2026. So, that's kind of it. I mean, we kind of knew we'd be seeing a bunch of different cameo characters. Daniel Richmond's he's a real reliable scooper. And the fact that he's saying Doomsday that's just interesting. I think we kind of assumed we would be seeing Ghost Rider. We didn't know which iteration and which film, right? Secret Wars is it's gonna be like the most cameo-filled, nonsensical Marvel comic movie ever, right? And that's fitting. That's what the comic event was. That's what it's supposed to be. The original Secret Wars comics from 1985, I believe, or 82. Sorry. Or 84 even, was pretty much Marvel and other brands, like, how can we get a story where we just have a bunch of characters together and we can sell a lot of really cool toys, right? Stories kind of based off of one another. And Secret Wars was kind of put together to do that, right? Where a lot of these characters would not have joined forces and villains if it wasn't for this story. So, Secret Wars in its creation itself is meant to be really cool and see characters team up with characters that you wouldn't have others seen. It's meant to show you a variation of a character that you wouldn't have seen, right? And you would kind of expect them to do that in the film. But the fact that they're saying we're seeing it in Doomsday is interesting, because Doomsday is going to be a little bit more of a setting up, right? It's going to be not necessarily as much cameo. It's obviously going to have cool cameos. Every Marvel movie does at this point. But not to the lengths of Secret Wars, right? So it makes maybe he thinks he has more of a role than just a cameo. Maybe something similar to like what we saw in Deadpool Wolverine with Blade and Elektra and Gambit, because those were kind of cameos, but they were a little bit more too, in a sense. And those are kind of characters that are in the same sense as Ghost Rider, right? With Nicolas Cage and the other guy, I forgot his name already. And the guy from Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. They had their stints. They haven't been in a Marvel movie for a while. It'd be cool for them to bring one of those two characters back. I don't think it's going to be like an original new idea, right? Whereas we're hearing Blade is going to be rebooted in the MCU. I don't think that's what this Ghost Rider rumor is. I think it's just like another kind of, Blade or Elektra kind of a thing.
Yeah, I mean, it's pretty exciting. I did watch the Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. version of him, and I mean, he's a really cool character. It'd be cool to see in this new MCU, and I mean, again, we don't know which iteration it is, and Avengers Doomsday is already going to have like a million different big name characters in it, and as Sammy said, Secret Wars will too. We got a lot in front of us, and I mean, Ghost Rider just adds a little bit more to sweeten the pot, and I'm excited to see him if he does end up being in this.
Yeah, I mean, it's not if he's going to be in it, so we'll see how much of a role he has, because pretty much every Marvel casting you've ever seen, I feel like, if, as long as it's a notable name, right, it wasn't just a character who appeared on screen one time and never saw again, but like if they had a character arc or whatever in a movie or a show, or a solo movie or whatever back in the day, pretty much any of those characters of all time will make an appearance at some point in Secret Wars. But it seems like quite a few of them are making appearances in Doomsday as well, which is cool. So, with all that being said, let us know what you guys think down in the comments. You guys excited, not excited? Did this get your juices running anymore? Yeah, with that, don't forget to hit that like, subscribe, comment, and we'll see you guys in the next one.
Peace.